Right friends, welcome back to comprehension vocabulary. This is the 9th session. As we have announced yesterday, we are going to deliberate on one topic, that is with regard to why do we need an institutional evaluation mechanism, institutional evaluation mechanism, and tomorrow we are going to deliberate Economic Times editorial of 18th January, that is welcome agreement on GST switchover. This we are going to discuss tomorrow, and let us look at today's discussion. Budget 2017, this article is with regard to 2017-18 budget, which is going to be presented on 1st February, and two important aspects I would like to tell you. From this year onwards, plan and non-plan expenditure is going to be merged. That means there is going to be no distinction between plan and non-plan expenditure, only the classification will be capital and revenue expenditure. That is one point. Second point is the budget is preponed by around a month. Normally it is presented on the last working day of February, but now it is preponed by almost a month, basically to avoid vote on account. Vote on account authorizes expenditure, and to avoid that, this budget is preponed by a month. That is the second important point. Third point is railway budget, general budget are going to be merged after a gap of 92 years. In the year 1924, railway finances were separated from general finances. So, these three things please do not forget when you look at 2017-18 budget, but this article is with regard to, this editorial is with regard to something else. This is budget 2017. Why do we need an institutional evaluation mechanism? We are spending a lot. Central government's expenditure is around 18 lakh crores every year. Every year central government spends rupees 18 lakh crores, but what about outcomes? We are not measuring the outcomes. How much value it produces to the country, how much value it produces to the economy, that we are not measuring. So, that is the meaning of this art, that is the essence of this editorial. We not only concentrate on spending, but also we should concentrate on the outcomes. Outcome based budget is the need of the hour. We have to evaluate how the money spent, how much value it is created for the nation. So, all these things are discussed, and the need for going for outcome based budget, that is the essence of this editorial. So, here in the heading itself, budget 2017, that means budget 2017-18, why do we need an institutional evaluation mechanism? Why do we need an institutional evaluation mechanism? Here all of you are familiar with evaluation. What is the meaning of evaluation? Evaluation means to judge the quality or importance or amount or value of someone or something. If a company has got employees, the employees will be evaluated based on their performance. At the same time, one should evaluate the impact of demonetization properly. So, evaluation means to judge the quality or importance. Frequently we come across this word, but exact meaning please learn. All of you have got some sort of idea about evaluation, but evaluation exact meaning is this. I have given with two examples. At the same time, institution. Institution means a large or important organization such as university, bank, regulator. So, they are meant for specific purpose, maybe for education, maybe for banking, maybe as a regulator. So, these are all known as institutions which govern by well laid out rules. That is institution. So, here evaluation, proper evaluation of budget outcomes is required. For that, institutional evaluation is required. Why there is a need for institutional evaluation? All of you are familiar with why RBI is required, why SEBI is required. They are required to control something. Similarly, an institution is required to find out the outcomes, because we are spending a lot of money. Successive governments, we are going into the first paragraph. Successive governments, governments one after the other. Successive means successive governments have unveiled flagship programs and schemes in the annual budget, hoping to win popular support. This statement, successive governments, governments one after the other have unveiled. Yesterday we learnt about wheel. Wheel means a piece of material or by women to protect themselves, that is wheel. Unveil, unveil is take it out. So, unveil means to show or introduce something new. Unveiling, when government is unveiling some program, that is for the first time they are making it known. When Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana was introduced, we call it government unveiled PMKSY, government unveiled Smart Cities Mission, government unveiled Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. So, to show something new for the first time, under those circumstances only unveil is to be used for the first time. Subsequently, people talk about the same project several times. Nowadays, people are talking about PMKSY several times, but for the first time when the project or when the program is unveiled, that is known as unveiling. There you have to use unveiling for the first time, right? When something is revealed for the first time only you have to use this. Then flagship. Quite often we come across this word, government's flagship program. Government's flagship program. UPA government's flagship program is Mahatma Gandhi Narega. AB Vajpayee's flagship program is Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Like that we come across various statements, flagship program. Flagship program is important program, maybe the best or one of the best. Important program and in which country or organization produces. So, the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana is a flagship program. National Food Security Act of 2013 is the flagship program of UPA government. Similarly, you can tell several examples. So, flagship program is best or most important product or idea which the country or organization produces, right. So, popular. Quite often we come across this word also. Popular means enjoyed or supported by many people, then only you have to use popular. Mahatma Gandhi Narega became popular scheme to alleviate poverty. Similarly, Bhim app became too popular in nowadays. So, here Bhim became most popular in short time. Popular means to enjoy support of many people, then only you call popular. So, let us come back to the sentence. The sentence stated that successive governments have unveiled, that means they announced several programs, several flagship programs as best programs and schemes in the annual budgets, hoping to win popular support, hoping to win the support of majority of the people. That is the meaning of popular support. You can say it is supported by several people, then only you call it popular, right. So, next sentence, but a holistic evaluation. But, when but is used, it is giving something contrary. Contrary in the sense, why the flagship programs were revealed by the government or flagship programs were unveiled by the government. Flagship programs were unveiled by successive governments with the intention that it will do good things for the society. But means the intended purpose is not served. In that context, but is used. But a holistic evaluation of outcomes achieved through spending on these schemes has been missing. But holistic evaluation is not there. We are going on spending. But what is the outcome? Where is the outcome? We are not bothering on outcomes. We are unveiling one after the other programs, but outcomes we are not measuring. The government as the largest spending unit in between these two dashes, it is added something that is additional information. What is additional information? That means to support the statement, the government as the largest spending unit, it added some more information. What is that information? The centre's budgeted expenditure is about rupees 18 lakh crores. Government is spending every year rupees 18 lakh crores. Government as per the largest spending unit, to support that statement, it added something. Should maximize, the government as the largest spending unit should maximize bang for the buck. Should maximize bang for the buck. Let us come from holistic. We learnt about evaluation. Evaluation we have already learnt. What is the meaning of holistic? Holistic means to deal with the whole of something but not in parts. If you look at Mahatma Gandhi Narega, it provided jobs to the rural people. That is one side of the story. The other side of the story, whether it created assets or not. You have to have holistic assessment, not in parts. If you look at Mahatma Gandhi Narega, one good thing is it provided jobs to the rural people above 18 years of age. 100 days of employment was created. But what they are doing? What are the assets created? We are not looking to that aspect. And at the same time, ecological problems. We are talking about global warming. Nowadays, ecological problems, any ecological problem require holistic solution, not in isolation. If you look at the pollution, air pollution in Delhi, it is not due to one reason, it is due to several reasons. So, it requires holistic solution. Air pollution in Delhi require holistic solution. That means the solution by taking into account all the reasons, right. So, holistic means you should not see it in isolation, you should see it in the total perspective, wholesome perspective, after evaluating pros and cons, after evaluating all the consequences, then only you have to use a holistic. Right? Mahatma Gandhi Narega requires a holistic evaluation. Delhi air pollution requires a holistic solution, not one particular solution. It will not solve. If you ban diesel vehicles of more than 10-year-old, it will not solve the problem. If you implement Monday one series, Tuesday another series, that will not solve the problem. So, you have to have holistic solutions. This word we come across frequently. So, holistic means you have to look at the entire problem, not in isolation. That is the meaning of holistic. So, let us come back to the sentence. But a holistic evaluation of outcomes achieved through spending on these schemes has been missing. It is not there. And government is spending rupees 18 lakh crores every year, and government should maximize bang for the buck. Government should maximize the value for the money spent. So, the meaning of bang for the buck is government should maximize the value for the money spent. There is no evaluation at present, bang for the buck. This is value in return for the money spent. Government is spending a lot of money on Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. At the same time, Mahatma Gandhi Narega, and government should get or should maximize the return for the money spent. Similarly, if you are going to some sky resort in Switzerland, you spend thousands of dollars to go to sky resort in Switzerland, and there you should have maximum excitement for the money spent. Why are you going to Switzerland sky resort? You are going to Switzerland sky resort by spending a lot of money to get excitement. If you are not getting excitement, it is not proper. So, you should get lot of excitement. So, you should have bang for the buck. So, bang for the buck is value in return for your money. So, you should maximize the value in return for the money spent. In that context, this is used. This is should maximize, government should maximize value for the money spent, government should maximize return for the money spent, that is the meaning of bang for the buck, right. So, holistic bang for the buck, these two words are very important here. Let us move on. The outcome budget, this outcome budget was launched in 2005-06. Outcome budget means budget with special emphasis on outcomes. By spending 100 crores, what is the outcome? By spending 100 crores, what is the outcome? So, in such a fashion this was launched in 2005-06, was meant past tense. The outcome budget launched in 2005-06 was meant, was means 2005-06 we are talking about, to track actual implementation of schemes. The purpose of this outcome budget is to track actual implementation of the schemes. As we have already learnt, government should maximize for the money spent and fix accountability for lapses. Government should fix accountability. Who is accountable if return is not there? If the outcome is not there, who is accountable? And for the lapses, lapse means a temporary failure. For the failures, whoever are responsible, they should be accountable. Accountability means someone is responsible for things that happen. If you think about accountability at higher level, the accountability of proper functioning of Reserve Bank of India rests with the Governor of Reserve Bank of India. The accountability for properly running the country affairs of India rests with the Prime Minister, the executive head of the government. So, accountability means someone is responsible for things that happen and can give a satisfactory reason for failure. The person, whoever is accountable, if demonetization fails, then satisfactory explanation should be given by the Prime Minister. If currency is not brought back into circulation within the next 2-3 months, the accountability lies with Reserve Bank of India. So, accountability is responsibility for things that happen, right. Lapse, there are two meanings for lapse. Insurance policy, let us take insurance policy, you are not paying premium. Almost after a month, the policy will lapse. That means it is no more in force. If something happens, insurance company will not pay once the policy lapses. So, any agreement or contract that lapses after the time period, agreement lapses, there is some specific time period. Similarly, insurance policy will also lapse after specific time period, or if you are not paying the premium. So, that is, you can say the end of a contract is lapse. Other meaning is temporary failure. There are several lapses in the implementation of Mahatma Gandhi Narega. There are some temporary failures in the implementation of Mahatma Gandhi Narega. So, lapse is very important word. Right? So, here the sentence, please understand what I have told you. The outcome budget launched in 5-6 was meant to track actual implementation of schemes and fix accountability for lapses. Somebody should be made accountable. That means any government official, whoever is responsible for the temporary failure, that means for the lapse, he should be accountable, right. So, let us move on to the next paragraph. However, we discussed previously, however means up to whatever amount or degree. I gave one example, the bill is unlikely to be passed in Parliament, however worthy it is. To whatever degree it is most important, or you can say to whatever degree it is important, however worthy it is unlikely to be passed because Parliament is not being functioned by both opposition as well as government, whatever the case may be. So, however is used in that sense. However, ministries cobbled together unwieldy documents. Subsequently, what happened? Subsequent to 2005-06, that outcome budget concept was introduced, but however ministries cobbled together unwieldy documents that reflected poor understanding of the goal. Cobbled together. What is the meaning of cobbled together? Right, friends? Sorry for some interruption because of power failure and internet connectivity problems. There was some failure, and let us continue the discussion. However, ministries cobbled together unwieldy documents, ministries cobbled together. The meaning of cobbled together, I am explaining. This cobbled together means this to make something hastily, quickly, without care, without application of mind. One classic example is governments quite often ask about the statistics of afforestation. Here some unrealistic statements or unrealistic statistics are given, and this is one classic example of cobbled together. Cobbled together means to make something hastily and without application of mind, without care, quickly. So, all these things are meanings of cobbled together. So, here when government asked for the documents subsequent to 2005-6, ministries cobbled together unwieldy documents that reflected poor understanding of the goal. It indicates that the goals of outcome budget were not understood properly. Ministries cobbled together unwieldy documents. So, totally they messed up the situation. Cobbled together we have just now discussed, that is hastily, without application of mind and without proper care, producing the statistics is cobbled together. And unwieldy, unwieldy has got several meanings. Unwieldy, one meaning is, here you see this stone is quite big. It is difficult to move this stone because it is difficult to handle it. So, the stone is unwieldy, you can say. Similarly, if you look at Coal India Limited, the public sector giant Coal India Limited is unwieldy, and hence we are importing coal. Unwieldy means this is used for organizations which are not effective because of its size or badly organized. When an organization is poorly organized, then you can say that organization is unwieldy. You can say that organization is unwieldy when the organization is poorly organized. So, this unwieldy in this particular case, it is used with the sense that clumsy. So, here the documents are so clumsy, it is difficult to find the needed one. You see here these documents are in clumsy manner. The documents are so unwieldy, or you can say the office organization is so unwieldy, right? It is hard to find the needed one. Instead of the documents, you can say the organization structure is so unwieldy. The organization structure is so unwieldy that it is hard to find the needed one. So, overall I would like to tell you, unwieldy means clumsy, then poorly maintained or badly organized organization or badly maintained organization. Under these circumstances, unwieldy is used. Cobbled together means in a hasty manner, without application of mind, putting up some figures is cobbled together. You see, in government departments, sometimes they put up various figures without application of mind. So, that is known as cobbled together. So, here please look into this. Ministries cobbled together unwieldy documents, that means they are clumsy documents. It is very difficult to understand what is there in the document. So, ministries cobbled together unwieldy documents that reflected poor understanding of the goal. Then raising doubts about its efficacy to measure the performance and improve service delivery. Here efficacy, you should understand the meaning of efficacy as well as efficiency. Efficacy as well as efficiency. Efficacy means the ability or a method of achieving something. The ability or a method to achieve something. So, under these circumstances, this efficacy is used. So, the ability of achieving something to produce the intended or desired result, to produce intended or desired result, whether the method is able to achieve it or not. With that perspective, this efficacy is used. the efficacy of the clinical trial of Ebola vaccine is proved. The efficacy of the clinical trial of Ebola vaccine is proved. Then second example is the efficacy of Stand Up India. For what purpose Stand Up India is there? Stand Up India is to develop SC/ST entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs, and its efficacy of developing SC/ST entrepreneurs is yet to be established. Right. So, efficacy is used in the sense that its ability to produce some desired result. Please understand, and efficiency is different. Efficiency is by using optimum utilization of resourcing, by using optimum utilization of resources without any wastage, with a view of producing productivity, or you can say improving productivity, then the organization of the resources in most optimum way is efficiency. So, efficiency is company or person that uses resources without wasting any. This is efficiency. To improve efficiency in operations, multinational corporations are shedding employees. Nowadays, multinational corporations are reducing the employee workforce. So, this is basically to improve efficiency in operations. So, efficiency has got somewhat different meaning from efficacy, right. So, we discussed unwieldy, efficiency, efficacy cobbled together. So, after learning all these words, look at this paragraph and finally let us go ahead. However, ministries cobbled together unwieldy documents that reflected poor understanding of outcome budget, raising doubts over the efficacy to measure performance and improve service delivery. Regrettably, right. So, this regrettably, with this sentence is ending. So, why he used regrettably means the goal is something else and the perception of various departments is something else. Here various departments cooked up various figures, undermining the purpose of outcome budget. So, that is the meaning of this total sentence. Reportedly, ministries are sending progress reports on program implementation to the Prime Minister's office. This is very clear sentence. So, I need not explain anything in this. So, let us look at the next sentence. This is we need a proper institutional mechanism to assess flagship schemes. Flagship schemes I have just now explained. Then proper institutional mechanism to assess. Proper means organized sector employees should be paid, unorganized sector employees should be paid properly. Unorganized sector employees are normally not well paid. So, I am taking one example. Unorganized sector employees must be paid properly. At the same time, if I say this is his first proper job, what is the meaning of it? Previously, he was doing part-time jobs. Now, for the first time, he is doing proper job. So, proper meaning is real, satisfactory, suitable, correct. Under these meanings, this proper is used. And assess, this word also you come across quite frequently. Assessment or assess. What is the meaning of assess? Assess means to judge or decide the amount, value, quality or importance. To judge or decide the amount. Central team assessed the flood damage. In Bihar, damage because of floods is quite common. Central team assessed the flood damage and auditor assessed the present cost of the building. So, here to judge or decide the value of something, to decide the value of something happened, to decide something in question, that means to arrive at the right quantity is assessment, right. So, let us go back. We need a proper institutional mechanism to assess flagship programs to enhance the quality of implementation and outcomes. Take the example of education. He has given one example, merely spending money. Merely spending money or writing rules on primary education will not be sufficient. This is not sufficient. What is required? Please look at the next paragraph. Learning outcomes, whether the student is able to learn or not. Merely spending money is not sufficient. Learning outcomes should be better. Learning outcomes must be improved, and that in turn calls for both empowering and holding teachers to account. Teachers must be made accountable. We discussed about accountability. Teachers must be made accountable, and at the same time we should empower teachers also. We should empower, give right powers to them. We should empower teachers also. What is meant by empowerment? I have taken two examples. Bank loans to self-help groups. All of you are familiar with self-help groups. Self-help groups in rural areas. Bank loans to self-help groups in our country is empowering women. Women's empowerment. That means this is the process of giving people or organization more freedom, rights than official authority. More freedom, more rights, right? So, this is the meaning of empowerment. Women's empowerment. The meaning is women should exercise their rights. They should have financial autonomy for exercising their rights. They should not be under the shadow of husband. That is the meaning of empowerment. So, empowerment means process of giving people, organization more freedom, at the same time more rights. One example is bank loans to self-help groups in our country is empowering women. The second example is 73rd and 74th amendments to the constitution. During 90s, 73rd and 74th amendments to the constitution empowered Panchayati Raj institutions in our country. Panchayati Raj institutions are getting directly money. So, this empowered Panchayati Raj institutions in our country, 73rd and 74th amendments. So, empowerment, this word you should not forget. So, let us look at the further sentence. A robust institutional mechanism can convert criticism into improvement. A robust institutional mechanism can convert criticism into improvement. So, the need of the hour is to have institutional mechanism like institution like RPI, SEBI. One institution is required for evaluating the outcome. So, robust. What is the meaning of robust? Robust means strong, healthy. It is not affected by anything. On its own, it is independent, it is strong, it is healthy. So, Indian economy is robust. Our growth rate is around 7%, 8%. What is the meaning of this? This indicates that our economy is strong. Indian economy is robust. Then State Bank of India is quite a robust organization, quite a strong organization, what I mean to say. So, robust is used in the to indicate the meaning that it is a strong. So, we require institutional mechanism, that too robust institution, strong institution, not a weak institution. Segregating expenditure, segregate, separate. Separating the expenditure as a plan and non-plan blocks a holistic evaluation of outcomes. So, this is segregating the expenditure as a plan and non-plan blocks a holistic evaluation of outcome. Now, plan and non-plan is going away. So, segregation, what is the meaning of segregation? You see, segregation means to keep one group of people separate, and in some places still we talk about racism. Leave that racism aside. When we are separating blacks as well as whites, the meaning, the word to be used is segregation. Then, if there is a separate allotment of funds for agriculture, then export sector, then MSMEs in the banking industry, you can call it segregation of funds. Segregation means to keep one thing separate from another, that is segregate. So, let us come back to the sentence, segregating expenditure as plan and non-plan. So, from this year, segregation of expenditure as plan and non-plan is going away, that blocks holistic evaluation of outcomes. So, bifurcation as a plan and non-plan blocks holistic evaluation of outcomes. It is welcome that the government wants to do away with the distinction in the coming budget. This distinction means, what is the meaning of distinction? Distinction is the difference between similar things. Please understand, distinction is the difference between two similar things. If you look at the Hindi speaking areas, there is a distinction in the dialects spoken in western UP and Bihar. Though both the states people are speaking Hindi, there is some distinction, right. So, distinction is difference between two similar things. Both the states are speaking Hindi only. If you look at the two regions of Tamil Nadu, there is a clear distinction in the dialect spoken in Chennai and Madurai. So, there is a distinction in the dialect spoken in western UP and Bihar. So, distinction is to be used to show that there is a difference between two similar things only, right. So, let us come back to the sentence. So, it is welcome that the government wants to do away with distinction in the coming budget. Let us move on to the next sentence. The Rangarajan Committee's recommendation earlier to shift to a multi-year time horizon and shift to outcome linked expenditure management makes sense. So, there is a point in C. Rangarajan Committee's recommendation which he made earlier to shift to a multi-year time horizon. If you look at only 1 year, you may not be able to measure the outcomes. If a dam is to be constructed, it may take 4 years, 5 years. So, switching over to multi-year time horizon for calculating the outcome linked expenditure is making sense, or it makes sense. So, there is some point in Rangarajan Committee's recommendation. Budget outlays should be based on detailed project reports. Budget outlays should be based on detailed project reports that are absolutely clear on final targets. Absolutely. When do you use this word? Absolutely is used to completely adding force, sometimes to indicate completely 100%. At the same time, absolutely is also used to add force to the sentence. One meaning is completely or 100%. It is 100% correct, and I trust him 100%. I trusted him absolutely. There is no doubt or there is no second thought at all. So, absolutely is used to indicate 100%. At the same time, absolutely is also used to add force to your sentence. To add force to your sentence. Dangal is an absolutely excellent film, there is no doubt about it. The hotel is absolutely superb. There is no doubt, or there is not even iota of doubt about it. So, to express strongly, to express adding force, and to express completely in the sense, this absolutely is used. So, let us come back to the sentence. Budget outlays should be based on detailed project reports and are absolutely clear on final targets, milestones and precise funding requirement at every stage, be it building roads, schools or toilets. So, milestones, what is the meaning of a milestone? Milestone has got two meanings. Here it is used in different sense. Milestone means all of you are familiar with. Agra is 10 kilometers, Delhi is 50 kilometers, Coimbatore is 10 kilometers. So, this is known as milestone, basically by the side of a road. Then in economy or in project management, milestones meaning is different. In economy, milestones means piece of work that must be achieved. Suppose let us take some project is to be commissioned. That project involves, first point is project conceptual stage, next land acquisition, then factory construction, then installation of machinery. So, like that it has got so many milestones. So, each and every work, or you can say each and every activity is known as milestone. First one is to be achieved, then 2 is to be achieved, then 3 is to be achieved. So, these are all known as milestones. So, this is very important word in project management or economy. So, milestone is nothing but this is a piece of work indicating different stages. So, if a project is to be constructed, it will have several milestones. So, let us come back to the sentence. What the sentence wants to convey is, budget outlays should be based on detailed project reports and that are absolutely clear, that should be 100% clear on final targets. Milestones, that means after each and every stage to achieve each and every milestone, how much money is required, then and precise funding, exact funding requirement at every stage. That is why he used milestones. That means stage wise monitoring is required. Then be it building roads, whether it involves building roads, schools or toilets, whatever it is, but it should have precise funding with precise milestones, right. Have you understood this? So, the essence of this is basically one should concentrate on outcomes. We are spending rupees 18 lakh crore every year if you look at central government alone, but the outcomes are not matching the expenditure. So, one should concentrate on outcomes based budget, and lot many words we came across, and we will meet tomorrow. Tomorrow the passage will be welcome agreement on GST switchover. This is Economic Times editorial of yesterday, and please do join tomorrow 20th at 12 noon, and have a nice day. Thank you. Thanks a lot.